I spent the last 30 days living like a top 1% student, and honestly, the results were not what I expected at all. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So what does it even mean to be a top 1% student? Is it just about getting straight A's and having zero social life? That's what I thought, but I wanted to dig deeper. I researched the habits of valedictorians, scholarship winners, and straight-up academic geniuses to create a blueprint for myself. This wasn't just about studying more, it was a total overhaul of my daily routine. We're talking early mornings, specific study techniques, a dialed-in diet, and even a new approach to downtime. My goal was simple: to see if adopting these extreme habits for a month could actually transform my productivity, my grades, and maybe even my life. I was skeptical, maybe a little terrified, but also incredibly curious. Could I, a professional procrastinator, actually pull this off? The challenge was on. I documented everything: the good, the bad, and the brutally early mornings. Stick around, because I'm going to share the exact schedule I followed, the techniques that were game changers, the ones that were a complete waste of time, and the most surprising changes that happened outside of my textbooks. So, day 1. My alarm went off at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. My first thought was, what have I gotten myself into? The plan was to use this quiet time before the world woke up for my most challenging tasks. For me, that was a dense chapter of cognitive psychology. The top student method I was trying was called deep work, uninterrupted, focused concentration, no phone, no social media, no distractions. Just me, my textbook, and a cup of tea. The first hour was painful. My brain felt like it was moving through molasses. But then, something shifted. I started to get into a flow state. By the time 7 a.m. rolled around, I hadn't only finished the chapter, but had taken detailed, color-coded notes. I felt accomplished before I'd even had breakfast. This was a new feeling. The study techniques were the real core of this experiment. I ditched my old habit of passively rereading notes. Instead, I embraced two main methods: the Feynman Technique and active recall. With the Feynman Technique, after learning a concept, I had to explain it out loud to an imaginary 5-year-old. It sounds silly, I know, but if you can't explain something simply, you don't really understand it. This forced me to break down complex ideas into their simplest forms, revealing gaps in my knowledge I didn't know I had. Then came active recall, which is basically quizzing yourself constantly. I used flashcard apps, wrote my own practice questions, and turned every page of notes into a potential test. It was way more mentally taxing than just rereading, but the information stuck. Like, it really, really stuck. My brain felt like a muscle being worked out for the first time. Nutrition and exercise were also non-negotiable parts of the top student lifestyle. Apparently, your brain needs the right fuel. So, I cut out most of the sugary snacks and late-night pizza. My diet became focused on what are called brain foods. Things like blueberries, walnuts, fatty fish, and lots of leafy greens. I meal prepped every Sunday, which saved a ton of time and mental energy during the week. No more "what should I eat" debates. I also scheduled in 30 minutes of exercise every single day, not an intense gym session necessarily. Sometimes it was a brisk walk, a YouTube yoga video, or a quick run. The effect was immediate. That post-workout clarity is real, people. The afternoon slumps that used to hit me like a truck started to disappear. It felt like I had unlocked a new energy level I didn't know existed. Now, let's talk about the downside, because it wasn't all sunshine and productivity. In the first week, I felt incredibly isolated. My friends would ask to hang out, and I'd have to say, "Sorry, I've got a scheduled deep work session for macroeconomics." Yeah, I became that person. I experienced some serious FOMO, fear of missing out. Scrolling through Instagram and seeing everyone having fun while I was organizing my notes felt awful. I almost quit around day 10. I was tired, a little grumpy, and questioning if this robotic routine was even worth it. The pressure to be perfect and productive 24/7 was immense. I had to learn to adapt the plan. This wasn't about becoming a robot. It was about being intentional. The turning point came when I started scheduling my social life and downtime with the same seriousness I scheduled my study time. Instead of seeing friends as a distraction, I designated specific evenings for them. And when I was with them, I was fully present. No checking my phone for school emails, no stressing about the next chapter. The same went for hobbies. I blocked out time to just read a novel for fun or watch a movie. This was the biggest lesson. Top 1% performance isn't about eliminating fun. It's about being 100% focused on whatever you're doing, whether it's studying quantum physics or watching a silly cat video. It's about quality over quantity in every aspect of life. This shift from a mindset of restriction to one of intention changed everything. So, after 30 days, what actually changed? Let's start with the academics. I took a practice exam at the beginning and end of the month. My score jumped by a full 20%. 20. My notes were clearer, my understanding was deeper, and my confidence going into class was through the roof. I was no longer a passive listener, but an active participant. I was asking questions, connecting ideas, and genuinely enjoying the process of learning. It was a complete 180 from my old cram the night before strategy. The grades were the most obvious results, but they weren't the most important one. The most profound change was my relationship with time. I used to feel like I never had enough time. I was always rushing, always behind, always stressed. After this experiment, I realized I have the same 24 hours as everyone else, but now I'm in control of them. That 5 a.m. start gave me a golden window of quiet productivity that set a positive tone for the entire day. The structure and planning eliminated decision fatigue. Instead of wasting mental energy on small choices, I could direct it all toward what really mattered. I felt calmer, more centered, and surprisingly more free. The strict schedule, paradoxically, gave me more freedom, not less. So, will I continue to live like a top 1% student? The honest answer is no. Not exactly. The 5 a.m. alarms and the super strict diet might not be sustainable for me long term. Life happens, but I'm not going back to my old ways either. I'm keeping the core principles. I'm keeping the deep work sessions, the active recall, and the intentional scheduling of both work and play. I've learned that I am capable of so much more than I thought. This challenge proved that our habits define our results. It's not about being a genius. It's about having a system. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just not reaching your potential, I seriously recommend trying some of these habits. You don't have to do a crazy 30-day challenge like I did. Start small. Try one technique. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Just see how it feels. You might be surprised at what you can achieve. The best version of you is not some far-off dream. It's a result of the daily choices you make. This experiment was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was also one of the most rewarding. Thank you so much for watching me on this journey. If you found this helpful or interesting, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more challenges. Let me know in the comments which habit you might try. See you in the next one.